Hello YouTube! So today I want to do a little book haul because I just seem to have acquired a lot of books recently. I got myself signed up on a lot of book lists, which is awesome because I get to find out about all the cool books ahead of time and let you guys know about them, but I'm getting them faster than I can read them. So this here is the situation I've got going on for new books, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't actually had a lot of time to do a lot of reading up on what these books are about, so we're just gonna kind of go through them quickly and then talk about which ones I'm most excited to read and whatnot. So, first up is Melissa De La Cruz's Summer on East End Triple Moon. Wait, I don't think that's all the title. I think the series is Summer on East End and this one's Triple Moon? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, this looked fun. I don't read a lot of sort of genre fiction these days, but this one just sounded really fun about twin witches, and I don't know, it's like, you know, the season for that kind of stuff. These twins can't control their power, so they're like exiled somewhere. I don't know. It sounds awesome. It's like the summer about learning to be witches and twins, and it just sounds great. The next thing I got I'm pretty excited about, which is Black Widow Forever Read, which is the YA novel about Black Widow. I am really looking forward to reading this. I was never like a big superhero comic book fan, and I want to learn more about this stuff. You know, I've seen a number of the movies that have come out recently, and I bought Miss Marvel, which I'm excited to read, but I don't really know where my angle is to sort of get into this fandom, and I'm thinking that this hopefully will be a good place to start. So I'm very excited that I got a copy of this and I want to read it. Okay, the next one is The Distance from Me to You by Marina Gessner. I have all these books in my lap and they're like all falling down. So this I just actually thought had a really beautiful cover. It's a contemporary romance. Seems like it's got some fun adventure. I think it's also a survival story, which I've recently realized I'm really into. I didn't realize that about myself, but I really love survival stories. So this one piqued my interest. I don't read a lot of contemporary right now. I'm a little burnt out on contemporary, but this one sounded cool enough that I was excited to get it. I also got Mindy Kaling's Why Not Me, which is her newest book. Just realized that the back has a heart on it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I really like Mindy Kaling, and I read her first book, and I'm excited to see what she does with the second one. This is a cool story, actually. So I finally got a copy of The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. I've actually never read this book, and I didn't own it, but my neighbors down the road actually just got one of those free little libraries, and they keep it pretty stocked. And when I happened to look in it, this was in there, and so I was like, obviously, and then I actually because I feel like I need books from a free little library way less than like anyone else in my neighborhood probably. I replaced it with like 6 books, so I feel pretty good about that. I feel like that was a good trade. So I am finally gonna read this book, and I'm looking forward to that. This is an interesting little book. First of all, the cover is just really like, it's just really cool. And I love hardback books that don't have a dust jacket. I actually just think that's a really cool book design choice. This is a book that I was emailed specifically about. It's called Boy Meets Depression, or Life Sucks and Then You Live and Die is crossed out, by Kevin Briel, and it's supposed to be a book about really getting inside like a young teenage boy's head with depression, which is sort of a uncharted territory. I'm really interested to see how this book does that. And it's actually based on this guy's TED Talk, which I think is super cool. So I'm looking forward to giving this a read, and it's not very long. This looks awesome. This is Blood and Salt by Kim Liggett. Looks scary. I don't know what my problem is lately, but like all I've wanted to read is scary books, so this fits right in. I love the cover. I don't even know. I just read the whole dust jacket. I can't even give you a summary of this book, but it looks like it involves love and blood and murder and all sorts of stuff. 500 years in the making. Ancestors. Sounds awesome. So I'll be reading this pretty soon. These last 2 books I actually bought a while ago, but my friends and I stopped at Half Price Books when I believe they were having a sale. Maybe not, I don't know. And we just decided that each of us got to pick out 1 book for a little road trip that we were going on. I of course ended up buying 2 because I have no self-control. But this is what I got. 13 Chairs by Dave Shelton. It has the cool, look at that. It has the coolest cover. All of these chairs are in black, and then this one is in white. And they just sort of like reflect on the cover like that. And it just looks super creepy. The dust jacket tells me very little, which I super love. I love when the dust jacket just leaves you hanging, but like in this really mysterious way that you're just like, I have to know what happens, but they don't actually tell you anything about the book. I think that's perfect when books can do that. I also had to buy this. It is Goosebumps graphic novel. And I believe Graphics is the same company that does the Babysitters Club ones of these, but it's like Goosebumps, but a graphic novel. There's just something that gets me about graphic novel remakes of my favorite books from when I was younger. So these are all the books that I've gotten. I will try to do better in the future, actually figuring out what these books are about before I talk about them. But most of them are new, either just came out or are just coming out, and so I would love to know your thoughts on which ones I should read first, which ones you've heard good things about, which ones you're excited about as well, and I think that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.